Many foreign visitors to Chiang Mai, making their way out for a day of elephant riding and whitewater rafting in Mae Wang province along the Chiang Mai Sanpatong Highway, are often intrigued by these strange signs, but being unable to read Thai, they flash past this colourful destination, not realising they've missed one of Chiang Mai's most interesting attractions. This is a veritable Aladdin's cave of spectacular and rare wood carvings and priceless pieces of pottery. Prachari Punyawutto, a monk from Wat Tam Doi Thon in Mae Wang province, had heard about the place's meditation facilities and decided to take a look. He was welcomed by its owner, Charoui Na Soonton, a former schoolteacher who's been collecting these historically important relics for the past 35 years. He was led down a flight of stairs made of old wagon wheels and into a maze containing thousands of pieces of treasure trove, including this pottery angel made by one of Mister Charoui's team of artists, Kun Nakorn Anata Pradit. It's been sold to a family in Bangkok for 95,000 baht. The artist toiled for 3 months to produce the masterpiece. He's also responsible for this multi-headed cobra seen here shielding the Lord Buddha from a rainstorm after he'd found enlightenment. It's also been sold to a collector for 120,000 baht. Then it was time to introduce Prachari to the small kuti, which was to be his home for the next few days. Kun Charoui has built 4 kutis as accommodation for monks who wish to stay and meditate in the Dharma garden at the back of the gallery. The kutis are fairly Spartan, a mattress on the floor and a single bare light bulb, but monks learn early in their calling to become accustomed to a no-frills lifestyle. When Charoui bought the land, this part of the property was occupied by 2 dens of iniquity, a brothel and an opium den, which he demolished, and the area is now used for a much more salubrious purpose. Thai folklore is full of rousing tales of battling Burmese invaders, gruesome ghost stories, and tales of lost love. What is the story behind this amazing carving by a Burmese woodcarver? It took a year to complete, and Mister Charoui would never part with it. Actually, it's not a scene from an epic saga from a bygone era, but its creator was inspired by this picture he found in an erotic magazine from the decadent West.
This place is absolutely great. It's a unique work of art which is magnificent and really worthwhile having a stop. When you're on the way from Chiang Mai up to Doi Thanon, it's really worth coming here and be surprised what you will find around. Enjoy it and come over here to Chiang Mai and see this magnificent sounds.
Over the years, Charoui has spent a considerable amount of time, effort and money in his crusade to preserve the art of fine wood carving. About 20 years ago, the industry was in crisis as supplies of teak wood were dwindling, and it looked as if the art of wood carving would consequently die out with the trees. He toured the country, buying up fine examples of the woodcarver's skill so that they would be preserved for posterity. He also visited remote villages where he collected old pieces of teak, such as cartwheels, old boats, and dead tree trunks, which he brought back home to recycle, having his small staff of master craftsmen transform them into masterpieces. This quaint little tableau, depicting the endless cycle of life in a Thai village, was made up entirely out of pieces of recycled teak wood. Old wood is better than new, as it has stood the test of time, and its darker colour gives the pieces a more antique look. Initially, Charoui never actually intended putting his precious collection on display, but as he acquired more and more pieces, his expenses increased, and at one stage he was facing bankruptcy. Consequently, he had no choice but to convert his home into a museum and art gallery, and now quite enjoys showing off his treasures to admiring throngs of visitors.
I have set up this art gallery as a study center for future generation to see how things were done in the old days when I die, or this will be saved forever.
So next time you see one of these signs, do yourself a favour and start looking for this colourful building between kilometres 19 and 20 on the Chiang Mai Sanpatong Highway. You'll be glad you dropped in. For more directions, get in touch directly with Mr. Charoui.